Major General easily. Can you describe sort of what's the state of the state going on over there? And maybe just describe, I don't think people realize how huge the Army is and the daunting tasks that you have over there.
Sure, excellent. Good afternoon, Luke, and fellow panelists. Real honor to be here this afternoon to talk about cybersecurity in the United States Army. So as Luke mentioned, the Army is probably the largest federal organization other than the Department of Defense itself. Between the Army National Guard, the Army Reserve, and the traditional active component Army, we have more than a million soldiers supporting our nation, and then hundreds of thousands of civilians and contractors also supporting us. Understanding the cybersecurity of their digital needs is a huge undertaking that takes tens of thousands of people to do. Part of our journey over the last year was to actually establish an independent office of the CIO. So my boss, Dr. Raj Iyer, is the first independent CIO that the Army's had as a separate agency within the Secretariat. That allows him and in cybersecurity really to take a broader view of how to defend the network and all the assets on the network. Traditionally, we've been tied to our network operations team, our G6 side, up until last summer. And now as a separate organization, it allowed us really to really expand that concept of cybersecurity to really look at all the different systems that we have in the Army, to have a much better look at our business systems, our financial systems, our human resources systems, and how do we kind of defend that application layer at a stronger level. We've done a lot of analysis of our critical infrastructure, of our power projection platforms, or our depots, our maintenance facilities, and how do we protect that operational technology at those systems? And then how do we build that into a complete ecosystem? If you look at the number of, I talked about the number of people we have, but the number of systems that we're authorizing, our authorizing officials, is staggering. We have thousands of systems, again, from IT systems to OT systems to weapon systems that we have to authorize. We have to understand those systems. We have to gather that data from all those endpoints and put them into a big data platform so we understand who they are and what they are. As Wanda discussed, the president recently put out a zero trust strategy for our federal government. So we've been pushing in a number of areas over the last few months based upon foundational work that we've done over the last years or even decades. Zero trust has a number of pillars, everything from endpoint security to trusting the users to understanding the analytics they're using on that system. So we've set those foundations. And we'll talk more later on how we can use that and use that better to create a much more porous perimeter to allow more flexibility for our workforce. And cybersecurity can help us do that.
Wow, big move to
big
snap.
Move.
I'm sorry?
Oh, go ahead, Luke. Another big move, and I'm sure we'll all talk about this, is a movement to cloud. Cloud is going to enable our systems to expand at a global scale. It's going to allow us to fight under the concept of multi-domain operations. And it's going to allow our workforce more flexibility. And having cybersecurity solutions that were designed to work in a cloud environment, so we can move the solutions between an on-prem position to an off-prem, has been critically important over the last year in the COVID-19 environment.